Thank you, Taylor. I was like, oh man, how's this happening? So we'll give time for folks to come on in. Make sure everyone who tunes in that you go ahead and share it. And let's get started. I'm excited about, like I said, sharing the information that we've gained while in the real estate industry. We're so excited that so many folks want to join in and become realtors, or real estate agents, and just see, asking the questions to see if it is a right fit for them. Okay, so let's see here. What I'm going to do is attempt to share this from my laptop here. Okay, much better. Okay. Okay, let's tilt this. Okay, that should be good. So let me share this here. Just trying to give folks time to come on back in, join us again. I know I lost a few folks when the video was sideways. And giving those who want to be here and in on the conversation a chance to join us. Okay. So let's see here. Taylor, I'm not sure, but I did want to tag some people, those who definitely sent in questions. So if you know how to do that, you can just chime in the comments and tell me how to do that. And we'll get to going there. So is this on my, you know what, we'll just push it out and work it out. But I think what I've done is now started it from my personal page. So it is a recording so we can share with those who are interested. I still have questions coming in, so let me pull those up and add it to what I have. And okay, so some questions that we have. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you. So some questions that we have are related to just purchasing real estate or selling real estate, which, guys, we love for potential clients to reach out to us. So, as we get towards the end of the real estate agent interest Q&A, we'll go ahead and answer those questions as well. So one of the first questions that I always get, no matter who it is okay, you can tap the icons at the bottom. Okay. Thank you, Taylor. So one of the questions never fails that I always get is, okay, where do I start? Where do I begin when it comes to joining in, becoming a realtor? Well, it really depends on you. One of the things that I highly recommend that you do, number one, is to make sure you ask yourself, am I a self-starter? Meaning, am I self-motivated to work for myself, basically, to drive myself? I don't have someone, a boss, telling me, hey, you do X, Y, and Z every day, and I follow those directions. So am I really a self-starter? That's the first question you ask yourself when you're considering coming into real estate. So if that answer is yes, okay, perfect. Let's move on to the second thing you should, kind of ask yourself to get a feel of where you should go and how you should maneuver in real estate. The second thing is, okay, are you a people person? And what I mean by that, because we hear that a lot, but it's like, yeah, well, I'm not rude. I do talk to people when they talk to me, things like that. Well, are you the type of person, or can you be the type, have the type of personality to just walk up to someone, introduce yourself to them, tell them you are a real estate agent, you'd love to do business with them? Are you a person who can hand out maybe 5 business cards a day And now we're thinking along the terms of being a successful real estate agent versus just being a real estate agent. You do have to take you do have to have school. You do have to go through a course. Georgia requires a 75-hour course that can be taken in person or online. I did online for my salesperson course. Salesperson is an entry level coming into real estate. So I did online for that. I was still active duty military when I did that. And then, you know, I also took a broker's course, but I took that in person. So I've seen both sides of that. Me personally, either one worked for me, but it depends on the individual. If you are a good learner online, meaning you're really teaching yourself, you're reading information, you're comprehending, you know, and you're teaching it to yourself, versus in person, you have an actual instructor there helping you to understand maybe some principles or strategies or terms that you just don't understand. So you want to ask yourself that. So going back to one, number one is, are you self-motivated? Are you a self-starter? Two being, are you a people person? Can you have that personality that it takes to gain clients? You know, our clients trust us with one of their biggest purchases that they may ever make, or the biggest sales that they may ever make. Hi, Sharif and Peter. Guys, go ahead and share the video. So they trust us with those things. Guys, we want to make sure that you have the personality that people can, you know, see, okay, I can trust Delois with selling or buying, you know, with the process of selling or buying my home. Okay. I'm a list person, so let me go ahead and start striking through things. But want to do that. And then the next thing is figuring out what works for your learning. Are you a online learner, or do you need in-person courses? Okay, so once you've done all that, that's really, you know, that's more than half of the battle there. So now the next thing is whatever state you're in. I am licensed in Georgia and Alabama. So I do know the rules and regulations for both of those states. But whatever state you are in, wherever state you're interested, or country you're interested in selling real estate, what you would want to do, hey Maddie, what you would want to do is go ahead and type in that state's website for real estate, their real estate commission. So for Georgia, it is the Georgia Real Estate Commission. I call it the GREC, GREC.ga.gov. So you just type it in and they'll show you a list of schools that they approve. You don't want to just go and run off to someone who say, hey, I'm a school, I'm a real estate school. They may be a real estate school, but they may not be a real estate school that is approved by the state of Georgia. So keep that in mind, okay? So all of this is considered your due diligence. You know, when it's something that you want, when it is a career that you want to get into, you have to do your own due diligence, your own research to make sure that what you're doing is best service to you, okay? So when you go on Georgia Real Estate Commission, like I said, they'll have a list of approved schools. Now, what I like to do, I look at the list of approved schools, but those schools also have a pass rate, right? You don't want to just take a school just because it's an approved school. You want to look at the pass rate. Okay, are students actually learning from this school? You know, are they actually passing the course exam at the end of the school? Things like that, guys. So once you saw your approved school, once you've seen the pass rates, I like to look at pass rates 75% or higher, because I know some people may not have taken the course seriously, and they may have just, you know, failed the test on their own accord. So I give 25% for that, okay? So 25% or higher is what you want to look for. Then when you get those statistics, and it'll have it right there, you don't have to do the calculations yourself. Next, you can call the schools and just see who's who's friendly. You know, I do that with just personal business. If I want a HVAC person to come over to my house, I'm calling around, just seeing how they answer the phone, things like that. So go ahead and do that with the school as well, because at the end of the day, you're paying them to teach you so you can come into this industry of real estate. Okay, guys? So now after you do that, you enroll in your school. My school was online. Like I said, I was still active duty military at the time. And Georgia gives 6 months to complete that 75-hour course. So the school I did was Radiant Real Estate Group. Hopefully one day we'll have a school. But the school I took was Real Estate Express Schools. Real Estate Express Schools. And you guys can look this up in your spare time. Real Estate Express Schools. So I went in and I selected the salesperson course for Georgia. They gave me 6 months to complete that course online. I completed it in the 6 months. I took up the full 6 months because, remind you, I was still active duty military. However, you can also complete it sooner. You can complete it within like a month if you just have that time on your hands to go ahead and blast through the course that way. You can do that. So after you take your course, you have to pass a course exam. And this is whether you're taking an in-person course or an online course. And that course is proctored, meaning it's not, I'm not just online Googling these answers to the course exam. There's an actual person who's watching you, supervising you take this course to make sure the integrity of the school stays intact, okay? And the Real Estate Commission wants to know that you actually learned this information. You didn't just Google the information and answer the course exam. So that's your first exam. Your second exam is the state exam. Real estate is an industry that is monitored by licensing requirements. So we get a license, right? But we have to take a state exam in order to get a license. So think about a lawyer, or think about the law industry. They have to pass the bar, right, to get their state license to operate in that state. Well, that state exam is like the bar for us realtors. We have to take the state exam, and this is an exam that's at a state, governed location or a state approved location. In Georgia, I think we have about 5 locations in the entire state. So, that shows you how strict they are with the requirements. They pat you down before you go in. I believe the salesperson exam may have been 100 questions. So you really want to make sure that you are studying and doing your due diligence to study the right things. Let's take a step back. One of the things that I would recommend when you're in your course is to get a study guide from your instructor. The study guide from your instructor will help you focus your studying. So you have a lot of, you have your courses and you have a lot of studying up front when it comes to getting to that real estate license. So now we say we pass the state exam. You don't automatically get your license as soon as you pass the state exam. There are requirements. You put in an application for your license. So things that come with that application are things such as a background check. I'm pretty sure I did fingerprints, that went along with the background check. You have to show proof that you are a citizen, so a proof of residence in the state that you are applying for. Remember I said I have 2 licenses, so I have one in Georgia, which is my home of residence, my state of residence, and I have one in Alabama. Well, my Alabama license is called a reciprocal license. So we know the word reciprocity. So since I have a license in Georgia, I was able to take a small test, not that small, but a smaller test, and I still had to take a course, like a 1-month course for Alabama in order to get a reciprocal license. Okay, guys. So going back to your application, you will have to show proof of residence. You will have to do a background check, and you will have to make application. One of the things the Georgia Real Estate Commission and other real estate commissions want to do is to make sure they are protecting the public from incompetent people, incompetent licensees. So the way they do that is by having strict guidelines in front of the application process. Okay? So that is how you obtain your license. Now let's move forward. We have our license. We have our license, and we are ready to just start rolling, moving and shaking in the real estate industry. Well, you have to, as a salesperson, you have to be associated with a broker, a real estate broker. You can't just go and operate on your own behalf as a licensed real estate professional. You have to be connected to a broker. Brokers have policies and procedures on how they operate business. So one of the things you want to do as a real estate agent, licensee, is to make sure you understand what their policies and procedures are. Sometimes they can be more strict than the general rules and regulations of just being a licensed salesperson. Okay, so you want to make sure. What I did, I went to 3 different brokers here in the city I reside in Georgia, and I interviewed them. So the bonus about my school that I took, Real Estate Express Schools, is that they give you an interview sheet for your broker. So I set appointments up with these 3 different brokers, 3 different companies, and I took in my interview sheets. And, I asked the questions that were on the sheets, and I filled in the answers. And I also had a scoring system for, the vibe I felt when I walked into the business. I took it as serious as I did because, I understand that my time is precious. Also, my career is important to me. So I was very, very serious about what brokerage company I'd associated myself with. I won't say all the names of who I did interview with, but I will say that I did decide to join Century 21 Premier Real Estate here in Columbus, Georgia. So a big part of my reasoning for deciding on Century 21 is my mentor. Another thing that I would recommend is, no matter what industry you are a part of, is to get a mentor. Get a mentor, guys. No matter if you are a nurse, if you are a teacher, whatever you decide to do, a lawyer, get a mentor. In the military, get a mentor in those industries. I have a handful of mentors, and they are the best at what they do in that industry. So you want to really attach yourself to someone who is a really seasoned in the industry so that they can best mentor you. So my mentor, she was the president-elect at the time of the board, for the Board of Realtors, when I first got into real estate. That was very impressive. But she also showed so much knowledge on the industry and was so free-giving of her knowledge. Miss Jackie Leonard, if you guys don't know, that's who my mentor is, and that's one of the reasons I decided to join Century 21 Premier Real Estate. So once you get your mentor, now it's time for you to really set your goals and what you want to accomplish. Year by year, I like to break it up into quarters so that I can kind of reassess, okay, did I really accomplish everything I intended to accomplish? Or did I maybe encounter some personal or life, circumstances? I'm still in the military. Maybe something came up with the military, which caused a delay in me achieving my goals. What happened? It's not to beat yourself up. It's really just, like I said, to reassess and reevaluate to know how you need to move forward. Maybe you need to adjust your daily business plan. How I have it now, let me pull up my calendar so I can tell you guys. A day for me is in the morning, I'm in my office at 9:30. So of course I'm up before then. So I get up, I do what I need to do in the morning to just get ready for my day, get started for my day, to get my mind composed for the day. But I'm in my office by 9 o'clock. From 9 to 10, that's my just office time for me to handle anything that's come up, over the night, or something that I know I need to take care of that very next day. 10 to 11, that's me connecting with new clients, bringing in new business. And then the rest of that morning is used for if I have any meetings with my team members. Remember, I am a team leader. So if I have any meetings or anything like that with my team members, I like to keep it during that time. So now let's go to after lunch. Those are when I typically have virtual showings or tours or closings or listing appointments, anything like that. I tend to like to keep it that way. That's what I do to organize my day and my time. So the reason I told you guys that is so you can know you have to have a organized day in order to be successful at real estate. It is so easy, guys. It is so easy to, chill out, be in the bed, just having a good time, rolling around, having fun, and not get your day started until 11 o'clock. Well, what is 11 o'clock really? That's really around lunchtime. That's when people start to go to lunch. That's just when things, people start to kind of take a break in their day. No one really wants you calling them to try to handle some business that kind of could have been handled earlier that day, So just think of it that way. Starting your day earlier is the best way to do it. And make sure you're on top of your plans for the day. Actually have some plans for the day. Because in my thing, I am the only income bringer because I am single and I have a single household. So I have to make sure that what I do is bringing money in, that I am actually working. So if I don't work, I don't have money coming in, So you just want to make sure that you properly set your schedule to be successful. And the best way of doing that is actually having goals. So if you have goals, remember, let's go back to that. If you have goals, you can see where you want to be. You can have short-term goals and long-term goals. See where you want to be. Now you got to see, okay, what does it take for me to get there? What does it take for me to achieve my goal? I just explained what it takes to become a real estate agent, You have to have school. There's things that you have to do and check the block on to accomplish or attain a real estate license. So now that you have it, okay, if your goal is, and which I hope it is to be a successful agent, now you have to put your goals down. Okay, so my goal is to be a successful agent. Now you have to write down, how do I get there? How am I going to attain the success that real estate can offer, being a real estate agent can offer? Okay, guys. So taking all of those things, I would really, one thing I wanted to kind of round us out with is knowing how to network. You want to get to know other agents, because when an agent sees your name, if they don't know who you are, first of all, they're going to call and like, okay, well, what company are you with? Or you should get to a point where agents know, oh, okay, yeah, that's Dolores, this and that. Or, oh, okay, that's Miss So-and-so. She's with this company. Yeah, this is her listing. I'm going to take my clients there. Now, agents shouldn't be focusing on who has the listing and pushing their clients that way. what I am saying is that if you're being friendly, if you're showing yourself friendly, if you are networking properly with fellow agents in the community, someone may be more at ease to work with you, is what I'm saying. Because a seller has an agent and a buyer has an agent. So those agents work on behalf of those two parties. So if I know, who has that listing, or if I know who's bringing me that buyer, it'll just make me feel more at ease to work with them. Okay, guys. So networking, well, what is that? Is that just me posting to my social media pages, letting folks know I'm in real estate? No, it's not only that. Is it just, maybe riding around with a sticker on my car saying that I'm a realtor? Well, no, it's not just that. Okay, well, is it me handing out business cards saying that I am a realtor? No, it's not really just that. What networking truly is all of those. So it is definitely handing out business cards, but no one wants to just receive a business card from someone they've never held a conversation with. It's like me when I go through the line in the grocery store in Publix. I have a small conversation with the person, and then at the end of it, oh, and by the way, I am a realtor. I would love to give you my business card. If you or anyone is looking to buy or sell real estate, please send them my way. Something like that. Versus, if you think about the lady at the perfume counter as you walk by in the mall, you're like, oh man, here she comes. You really don't want to even talk to her, let alone grab her little scented strip of paper, because there hasn't been any familiarity built up yet. No conversation has been had. So doing things like that and passing out your business card, and then advertising yourself, marketing yourself. It shouldn't be that I'm here, I've been in this city for about a little over 3 years now, and no one knows I'm a realtor. That should not be the case, But also, as you get business and as you do a good job at your business, folks who receive great customer service, they're going to tell others. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell their family about you. So you want to be the name that comes to mind when someone thinks about your industry. And what we're talking about today is real estate. So guys, that's really, to sum up, everything. That's really where you want to be. That's really the big scope of being a real estate agent. It is such a rewarding career field. It is such a rewarding industry. It's such a rewarding business when you can say, you have something of your own, and you put the work in to get, the rewards that come with it, and you are meeting so many families, and you are helping so many families become homeowners, first-time homeowners, second and third-time homeowners, whatever the case may be, even investors, helping someone else to build their business when it comes to investing. It's just such a great industry to be in. But you have to make sure that it is the industry for you. One last thing I'll leave you with is some folks, they just join real estate because they are an investor, and that's their way of maybe keeping the commission to themselves, because hey, they can sell it themselves. So I have, I have met realtors who do that as well. So if that's something that you're looking to do, and you're only looking at it from the investing side of things or the business side of things, you're not really looking to have clients or customers, then that's okay as well, guys. So guys, that sums it up. I haven't seen any more questions come in. I will give it about 2 or 3 minutes. So if you do have any question, for those of you who are watching, and I'll just check my other system here to see if anyone else has. Oh, well, we do have a question. So this is an actual potential client reached out since we've been on, or when we first began our live video, and I said I would save those questions to the end. So the question is, what do you suggest when using credit and or credit cards to buy rental properties? Should I buy in my hometown or the state I want to live in? My goal is to use rental properties for cash flow so I can travel the world. So the big question is, do I recommend using credit and or credit cards to buy rental properties? It really depends on what agreement you can get with that seller. So he is looking to purchase, so he would be a buyer, this particular individual. The terms of your contract is whatever the buyer and the seller can come to an agreement on. So as far as what I would suggest, when I receive an offer and it's on one of my seller's properties, if someone came and they're saying I want to use a credit card or credit to buy the property, I may recommend against that, and here's why. Credit, and maybe he's thinking about a line of credit or a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. That may be what he's thinking about. But if it's just basic credit, a credit card, I don't really see how that can translate to my client ending up with a check at the closing table. Something I'll look into, but as of right now, I just don't, I don't really see how that can work. Like I said, it's whatever. At the end of the day, a contract, a real estate contract for purchasing and selling of real property. That's the land, that's the buildings and everything affixed to it. It is totally between the buyer and the seller as to what they want to agree on. So you can always make an offer. You can make an offer and say, hey, I'll give you my entire wardrobe for your property. If they agree on it, that's something that's valuable. Another thing, love and consideration is valuable when it comes between married persons and they want to, someone wants to give property, a husband to a wife or something like that. They'll have love and consideration in the actual deed as what I'm giving you a value. So guys, that's the answer to that question. I haven't seen any other questions come on. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that what we have said here today has assisted someone in making a decision on whether or not real estate is the industry for them. And as always, guys, you can continue to send us questions, and we look forward to reaching out to you. Okay? Well, guys, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.